Hello, you're probably watching this because you've been invited to complete the Emotional Intelligence Questionnaire. Before you do that, it's a good idea to understand more about what emotional intelligence is and how to prepare your mindset for answering the questions and statements. So let me begin with what emotional intelligence is. Most people have heard of IQ, the intelligence quotient, considered to be some kind of brain power. However, people with high IQ can sometimes be socially awkward. They may not know how to handle people and may feel disconnected or outsiders. This highlights how understanding and building relationships involves a different kind of intelligence, and this is now referred to as EQ, which neatly reminds us that it extends the concept of IQ. However, EQ is the measurement which summarizes a person's overall emotional intelligence. The reason that EI has become such an important concept in our world is because it is so interconnected, which requires ever-increasing elements of collaboration. And the key is how we build strong and effective relationships. EI is now seen as the key to success, not just at work, but also the key to well-being, societal harmony, and life satisfaction. Completing the EIQ questionnaire will summarize your answers to some fundamentally important questions. In terms of building relationships, it will evaluate how well you think you understand and value others, and also how well you think you manage others with their idiosyncrasies and difficulties. And furthermore, it will answer how well you think you can inspire others to grow and contribute. These are the relational components of emotional intelligence. However, you need more. This is because if you do not fully understand yourself and manage your own emotions, it is unlikely that you can do the same for others. This brings us to the self-awareness elements of emotional intelligence. Here, we reverse the lens from looking at others to looking at ourselves as follows. So, how well do you think you understand and value yourself? How well do you think you manage yourself and your emotions? And how well do you think you inspire yourself to want to grow and contribute? These are the personal components of the emotional intelligence model. And finally, there is a further lens which has been rather neglected, because understanding the context in which we operate can be a real blind spot. And so there are three more questions that the questionnaire will address as follows. How well do you think you understand and value different groups and cultures? How well do you think you manage diverse and changing circumstances? And how well do you think you create a climate that focuses on tolerance and change? These are the situational components of emotional intelligence. These 9 questions fit into this 9-box model, which maps emotional intelligence and which can be viewed as comprising of 3 underlying intelligences: personal intelligence, relational intelligence, and situational intelligence. Behind this, there is a far more detailed map of what these involve, as shown here. You do not need this detail for completing the questionnaire, but this is to show you the kinds of things your report will highlight, and explains why you are being asked to rate yourself on 208 statements. This may seem long, but it enables the report to address these things in far more useful detail. After logging on and reading the instructions, and whilst rating yourself on the 208 statements, you're likely to believe that you know yourself pretty well, and no one could know you better than yourself. However, most people rate themselves high on self-awareness because of the paradox that you cannot be aware of what you are not aware of. We all have blind spots, and just like 90% of drivers believe that they are above average in driving ability, which cannot be true, so people can have significant blind spots about themselves. By completing the EIQ as honestly as you can, this may help you to identify some of your own blind spots, and your report may be able to offer you some insight together with development suggestions which you may find useful. So I want to thank you for listening, and I hope this video has made you interested and curious. If you have any further questions, please contact your administrator or coach who can explain why you've been asked to complete the EIQ and how you will receive the feedback. I also hope this video helps you to be thoughtful and reflective when completing the questionnaire and has increased your curiosity about the results. Thank you again for listening.